Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and it is a blustery cold day here in Pennsylvania in November. We're supposed to get temperatures down below freezing for a few days this weekend. So I thought I would take this opportunity to show you guys once again how I overwinter my bog garden. I haven't shown you a bunch of this on my channel lately, but it's still growing strong. Let's take a quick look, and I'll just tell you what I plan to do today. So this is the third year of my carnivorous bog, and you can see that it has grown amazingly well. All the orchids have been in bloom. In fact, I have some footage to edit for you guys to do a species spotlight on the lady tress orchids that were in here. I have my overflow bog, and then the whiskey barrel bog I made for my second channel, Plantaholic, that I have not updated in quite some time. It's also done really well. Now technically I probably could wait a bit to truly overwinter these guys, just because it's not going to stay consistently cold here, but they are going into dormancy. They're not actively growing, so I might as well just go ahead and take the plunge. And if you're new here, each year I take burlap, I lay it over my pitchers, and then I insulate it with a thick layer of pine mulch. This allows them to continue to get moisture from the environment, but it protects them from getting too cold too fast. As I work with temperate species, we have Sarracenia, Drosera, and Venus flytraps in here, as well as my orchids. And they can all take things profoundly cold, but it's how fast they get cold. So you just insulate them so that they gradually cool down and then gradually warm up in the spring. So today I'm going to start by cutting off a lot of the pitchers just so that my fabric and everything lays better. Also, each spring I generally cut everything except for the purpurea types, these lower guys, down the whole way to the top of the soil anyhow. So this will just mean that I can get a better fit of my materials. So we'll start with that, then I'll lay over my burlap and the pine litter. I also still have to move in the shrimp. If I get to it today, I will. If not, it'll be early next week. So stay tuned for that as well. So let's get started here. And again, I'm not being particularly precise here. I think it's been pretty impressive how well this garden has done. In fact, this year I barely had to supplementally water it. I literally just let it grow. It was a really wet year, which was great for these guys with this shallow of a container. The biggest obstacle is keeping them moist enough throughout the year. I do have that captured rainwater system on my greenhouse that I use to water these guys, as they like that super dilute rainwater. If you're using tap, your TDS should be under 100. Oh, it's so cold today. So I'm getting ready to head out of town for a week for another camping adventure. Thank you guys to those of you who have been supporting that. And I just didn't want to take the chance of these guys freezing. Again, they can take it, but you don't want it to happen too fast. And really here I'm just focusing on the tallest pitchers, which honestly, with how great this garden is done, is most of them. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice I've been battling lanternflies in my yard. It's really a shame that they're not attracted to my carnivorous garden, where they could do a lot of the work for me. It's a huge problem here in Pennsylvania, and I have a lot of trees in my yard, and most of them are affected, and it's taking up a ridiculous amount of time killing lanternflies every day to try and reduce their spread, as well as the damage that they're doing to my hardwoods. So far my maples and my black walnuts are affected. I'm trying to prevent it from getting any worse. I will admit it's been kind of fun making the reels at killing them though. so cold. Now I'll compost all these pitchers, add it to my pond plant compost that I've done. Let's see, most of these are not too tall. I'm also pulling out any dead pitchers and weeds that I see. Might as well, while I'm doing this, again, I'll have to come back and do this in the spring, but for now, just doing a quick and dirty to get it done. Oh, it's so cold. All right, that's, oh my gosh, I'm stuck. These I'm not gonna worry about because the stuff's gonna go right over top. So we'll start with these guys. And again, the burlap is mainly so that it's easier for me to remove the pine litter in the spring. In theory, you can just lift it off. It didn't work out that well for me this spring, but maybe I'll do a better job this year. I think last year I tried to do it all in one piece. It's kind of a mess. This also marginally helps with keeping digging critters out. It's the first time I've had issues with actually squirrels getting into my gardens. It's kind of annoying. Okay. Again, this is nice and porous, so it insulates really well, but it still allows the water to get through. And I do about 6 inches of the pine litter. Or thereabouts. All right, let's take a quick look and then we'll go do the little bog. So you can see they're nice and covered. I would love to see any of your guys' bogs if you ended up making them. I know a lot of you did. Occasionally I get tagged on Instagram, but I would really love to see if you guys did that, how they're doing for you. This one is Sarracenia orifila, which is one that is pretty threatened, so it's nice that I'm maintaining it like this. I'm gonna need to split all my plants in the spring. You can see how full the other bog has gotten in just a couple years. It's pretty exciting. There's some local people I think that are interested in working with them, so I'm hoping to share them that way. So you can see the entire process only takes, you know, 10 minutes or so. Got a fair amount of pitchers cut off, which just makes my life easier for the spring, and these guys should come back better than ever next year. So yeah, that easy. Make sure if you guys are growing these things, you're keeping an eye on your weather, and when it's about time for that first hard freeze, that you've prepped yours for overwintering as well, depending on your climate. As always, thanks for the continued support, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be collecting shrimp, I hope.